Hello. Good morning, Facebook and Instagram. I'll be right back. I forgot to bring my iced coffee over here. How am I supposed to function this morning without my iced coffee? Perfect. Okay. I also should probably have my iPad with me. That usually helps me know what the heck I'm talking about every morning. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Hello, Facebook and Instagram. All right. All right. Good morning, Reen. Hello. Okay. Give everyone like another minute to hop in. Not too much longer. Hey, Reen. Hello, hello. Feels weird to be starting my live in ampersand because I always save it for the end, but I mean, that's just kind of the situation we're at right now because we have a restock coming today, which is amazing. Just gonna double check. Hey, Christine, what time is the restock? 1, 2?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, perfect. I was just double checking. I was pretty sure it's at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time for the restock, and that is indeed the case. Okay, sweet. It's been like 2 minutes now. I've given everyone time to hop in. I'm sure we'll have a few more tune in throughout, but just for now, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. My name is Michelle. I am the plus size model, well, one of 2 plus size models here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I am at the top end of the plus size scale, so a 2X, 3X. Good morning, Cheryl. Hello. And I go live every Tuesday and try on all of the plus size drops that are coming in for the next week for Lavender and Lace Boutique. And we have a really awesome lineup this week, so I'm very excited. So once again, my name is Michelle. I typically wear a 3X, 2X occasionally, depending on the brand and the fit, things like that. For jeans, I typically wear an 18W in Judy Blue and RFM. Numerically, in other brands, I'm usually between an 18 to a 22, kind of depending on the cut and the fit and what brand it is. I would say 20 is probably a pretty good number to assign to me. I know that like sizing is ridiculous for women's clothes. And then again, in Judy Blue, I'm pretty consistently an 18, 2X or 3X in the shorts, depending on the cut. And for height, I am 6'1". I am very tall, so I do talk about length in sleeves and inseams and things like that as they relate to me pretty often. Hi, JJ. Thanks for tuning in. Hello. All right, so let's get started because for today, I don't actually have any plus size drops for our daily drop at 8 p.m., but I have a ampersand restock of some very anticipated pieces that have been highly requested. 2 of those being what I am wearing currently that have been restocked. So I'll talk about these ones first and then I'll show the others that are going to be part of the restock. Where are they? Or, oh, maybe I'm wearing the ones for later this week. I might have put on the wrong ampersand, in which case, let me just hop on over to...
Let me see.
Are these restocked?
Restocking.
Oh, I don't see them on the tag for today.
Okay, it must have just been missed.
Okay.
I'll go with
Okay. And false alarm, we're good. These are part of the restock, so I will double check what these are called. I'm sure if I look at the tag, I can find it. These are the lace pocket joggers in Blooming in Blue, and then this would be the University pullover hoodie in Blooming in Blue. I was gonna say these look familiar. I'm pretty sure that this is not my first time putting these guys on. So this set is part of the restock that is going live today at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. For pricing, the hoodie should be $82 and the joggers should be $74. If I search Blooming in Blue, I should be able to find it.
Oh, it's tagged under AM, that's why.
Oh, that's why. Okay, yeah, so the Blooming in Blue lace pocket joggers that I'm wearing, I need to turn around and show this off. I'm really glad that the blue lace stands out because it's kind of hard to see with this ditzy pattern, but there is this really gorgeous blue lace trim around the little pocket on the joggers here, and then that same blue lace trim is all around on the cuff of the sleeves, and then also around the hood, and then on the sides of the kangaroo pocket, which is friggin' adorable. We've had a few of these ampersand styles that have the lace trim, but as far as I know, this is the first one that has colored lace. The rest have all been that same kind of like ivory cream colored lace, but this one is this really gorgeous kind of denim blue chambray. Oh, I found it, we're good.
Okay, did you, and it's under AM.
Okay, I just searched Blooming in Blue and it came up, so.
For the whole day is what I mean, like the.
Oh, I see.
The bonus is 07:29.
Okay.
25 AM.
Okay, perfect. Now we're just figuring out how to tag things again. That's just part of the ripples, like when we've had a system for so long and now that we've like switched around how we tag things, but and here we are. So the joggers are going to be retailing for $70 and they're available in extra small through 3X. I wear my typical 3X in these ones. I do find that these are more like the classic jogger fit as opposed to the comfort zone joggers, which are the ones that sit a little bit lower. Those ones I wear a 3X in both just because there isn't an option to size up, but if there was in the comfort zone joggers, I probably would if I could, whereas with these ones, the lace pocket joggers, I do not feel the need to size up. These ones fit very true to size. They do have the elastic cuff at the end. I do find that these ones are a little bit shorter, but because they have the elastic cuff, for me having a long inseam, I don't mind because they just kind of like sit over top a sneaker or something like that and still fit really, really nicely. I know, see, Love Yourself 2226 on Instagram. They are so beautiful. I love how much they coordinate, and they're also really cute on their own as well. The pants, I feel like paired with like a really cute like ribbed white t-shirt or tank top would be absolutely stunning. And again, because you still get that little pizzazz with the lace on the pants as well, I feel like they're just both really standout pieces, both together and individually. So again, the Ampersand University hoodie will be retailing for $82, sizes extra small to 3X. I'm wearing my typical 3X in this one. The university hoodies do have the slightly oversized fit. They are definitely on the relaxed side. They have really long sleeves. Even me with my super long 6'1" tall lady arms, my fingers almost disappear in the sleeves, which is something that I absolutely adore because I don't get that experience very often in hoodies. So I am wearing my typical 3X in both pieces for these ones. And then I will grab the other pieces as well to show off. If I go to 2925. 25, there we go. Not year 5, I was not alive for that, and I don't think any of us were. The others, we have the full zip sweatshirt in Gingham Garden, and then we have the Comfort Zone hoodie and joggers in Pretty in Pink. So I will grab all of that. I don't have the hoodie handy, but the Comfort Zone hoodie is cut more like a classic hoodie. It's a little bit, it's not as long sleeves. The material is definitely thicker. I can show from the pants that the material on the Comfort Zone joggers and hoodie is this very warm fleecy material, and because of that it does have a little bit more structure to it. These are the joggers where if I wear my 3X and I do wear them comfortably, they are a little bit more low rise than the typical joggers that we've seen, and then with the extra thickness of the fabric. Melissa described it best when we had our original live when we stocked these, that she sizes up from her usual extra large to 2X to kind of make room for her hips and to give herself a little bit more rise because that thickness of the fabric kind of takes up more space, if that makes sense. And it has more structure and doesn't have as much kind of like wiggle room as the typical triple S stretch that we know that is in the university lace hoodie and these lace pocket joggers. So I do still wear my 3X and I wear them comfortably, but especially if you have curvier hips like Melissa, I would suggest sizing up in the Comfort Zone joggers. And then the hoodie is cut a little bit more like your traditional like varsity style hoodie, like a little bit more boxy and square cut, and it is also that same thick material, so it's going to have that same kind of fleeciness to it. Super warm. I have one in the very similar like kind of creamy color, but it had the little ditzy heart print. It came out probably back in the spring at this point, and it's super warm. I actually haven't had many chances to wear it yet because it's so warm, but I know come fall it's going to be absolutely perfect for wearing when it starts to get like that kind of like less than 10 degrees outside, but not quite 0 when we're walking our dogs. It's gonna be fantastic. And then we also have the full zips. I think this is a university full zip. I need to double check because we have both kinds now. So this one is actually just the typical full zip sweatshirt. So last week we launched the university zips with the lace. We had the heather gray and the black. Those ones were university full zips. This is the classic full zip, so this one is going to fit a little bit more close to the body. This one is not the relaxed, borderline oversized fit that we have with the university. This one is kind of like that true ampersand fit. It fits just like the ampersand half zips, just if the zipper went all the way through. So this one, I still wear a 3X in both, but for the 3X for the full zip, it is going to be a little bit of a more close to the body fit. If you want to be able to layer things under it more or have a little bit more of that oversized fit, you can size up. But I feel like we've had ampersand here long enough that most of us know kind of what our size in all of the different fits are. I wear a 3X in absolutely everything here. For the gingham garden, we have this gorgeous gingham patterning on the kangaroo pocket. I guess no, it is a kangaroo pocket, even though it's a full zip, it's still considered a kangaroo pocket. We have this really blue, gorgeous checked gingham, and then the inside of the hood. The outside of the hood, we have this really pretty candy pink color, and on the sleeves, and then the full body is this gorgeous rosette pattern with the blues and the pinks that tie to the colors on both of the different ginghams. And then we have the little gorgeous ties that are that gorgeous crochet ribboning, which this is like my favorite detail. I feel like this was the start of ampersand doing these really pretty details that led into things like the lace detailing on pockets and stuff. I feel like this was the first foray into that, and it was so successful that they were like, hey, let's keep doing this. Clearly people like it. So again, we have restocking on the gingham garden full zip in extra small to 3X. We're all wearing our typical ampersand sizes, and that one's going to be $82. The Comfort Zone hoodie, so again, I don't have it here, but the hoodie that matches the pink ribbon here, that one's going to be retailing for $88. Again, sizes extra small to 3X, and we're all wearing our typical sizes. And then the Comfort Zone joggers, I would suggest sizing up, especially if you are a little bit fuller in the hips or want the rise to come a little bit higher, because these ones do sit a little bit lower on the hip than other ampersand jogger styles. They're going to be retailing for $74, sizes extra small to 3X. So 5 pieces restocking in total. The 2 I am wearing, the 2 I have here, and then the hoodie that goes with this. And it does also have those lace accent details, which we can see on the pocket of the shorts here. So cute. The pants, sorry, not the shorts. I was thinking shorts because I own a pair of the Comfort Zone shorts personally, so that is what I was thinking. And then while I'm here, I have another fun launch that we have. I believe it went live at 10. We have some Hilberg. Some of it is store exclusive and some of it is online. We have a few different earrings that have launched. We have some sets and some alone things. If I can twist these off. So we have the sparkle balls in Desert Rose and Sand Dune. So those are the 2 color themes. So we have the 8, the 10, and the 12 millimeters. This doesn't come as a set of 3. We just put them all in one so that we could show all the different sizes. So this is the Desert Rose color. It's like this really gorgeous rose cold kind of color, super pretty. These are all available. Again, this one is not a set. This one is just so that I could show all of the different sizes available. This one here we have in the Desert Rose. This one is a set. We have the 8 millimeter sparkle ball with the sparkle hoops. So we do have this one available as a set or individually if you just want the sparkle balls or the hoops, or you can buy it together as a set and get a little bit of a savings there. And then finally we have the Sand Dune color, because all of those were the Desert Rose. This is the Sand Dune. It's more of this kind of like warm taupey beige kind of color. I'm trying to get it like here. So I can't hold it up to both Facebook and Instagram at the same time and get it to like, it doesn't really want to focus on there anyway. So just so you can kind of see that it's this warm beige color, and then we'll bring it to Instagram over here so that we can see that it's this warm kind of taupey beige color for the Sand Dune. So for the sparkle ball studs, they're going to be retailing for, I have $80 for the 10 mil. Do I have one bracket? There we go. So we have 4 sizes available. We have the 6 mil, which retail for $60, $70 for the 8 mil, $80 for the 10 mil, and then $90 for the 12 mil. So basically it starts at 60 and then a $10 increment for every 2 mil size adjustment. I personally love the 8 mil. That's kind of my happy medium. I have smaller earlobes and I don't wear earrings very often, so I find that if I want to be a little bit more blingy, I go with the 10 mil. The 12s I find a little bit large for my earlobes, and then the 8 mils are like my perfect everyday size. They're super pretty, and if you have multiple holes, I think that the 6 and the 8s are fantastic for pairing with other earrings if you have 2 holes in your lobes. Stunning, stunning. So that is the price on those. And then the Sparkle Ball Duo set, which includes the both hues, the Desert Rose and the Sand Dune. I'm just double checking the size. I believe it's the 10 mils, yes. So for the set of the 10 mils, it's $160 for those ones in the set. And then for the Sparkle Reverse Hoops, we have them available in both colors. We have the Rose and the Sand Dune, and those are going to be retailing for $185. I love the reversible hoops because you can wear them one way or the other and they still look great. That's actually what I bought my mom for Christmas a couple of years ago because they are just such a beautiful earring, so highly recommend. So all of that, like I said, some of it's in stores, some of it's online. I think most of it is available online, but we do have a store exclusive sparkle ear cuff in soft gold. I don't have that one to show, but just as a little FYI, that if you're ever in Sherwood Park in the area, I definitely recommend checking out our Hilberg in store because there is some extra stuff that we carry there that we don't carry online that is definitely worth taking a gander at. So that is everything for today in terms of actual like plus size for the daily drop. I actually don't have anything. So with that, we are going to jump on over to July 30th. Oh, I'm gonna have to do like a mid-month thing, aren't I? I'm always struggle with that because I have to like fully delete the date instead of just change the last 2 days, but that is okay. So we've done all the restocks and stuff for today, so now we are moving on to Wednesday. Hi Lori, hello. I was just talking about you. I just said that reminding of when I got you those reversible hoop earrings for Christmas. And I think you've worn them at least a couple times since I got them. So what do we have next? Okay, let me go on over to my rack and I'll pull out what we have for Tuesday and we will go from there. Okay, I have the Sarah Ruffle in Autumn Floral. I think that's this one. This is. I didn't organize my rack ahead of time, so I just need to quickly make sure I've got everything I need. The bomber jacket. Do I have a pair of jeans for this day? I don't think I do. We have some Dex pants, but I don't believe those are available in plus. So I might have to steal pants from the next day, which is fine. That's the kimono, dress, fuchsia tee, the Uraretsky, which is that these ones? No. Sorry, I'm just taking 2 cents to make sure that I have everything in order that I'm gonna need. If I do this now, then it should be smooth sailing for the rest. Unless, did these jeans go yesterday maybe? Let me double check that. No, they did not. Okay, moving on. Thanks guys, thanks for waiting for me. 080125 going to be, okay, I'm starting to think maybe these were like later. Let's see, there's a ruffle sleeve, these jeans. All right, I think I've got things pretty much sorted out, so I'm gonna change into my next outfit and we'll be right back. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you listening to me muttering to myself off camera for a minute, but I just wanted to make sure. There's a few pieces where it's like they're the same top and they're the same like color scheme, but different patterns, like one slightly darker or one has like different shaped florals. So I just wanted to make sure I was like grabbing the right one, just because sometimes when you're looking at first glance, it's kind of hard to tell which one's which. So I think we are all sorted and ready to go now, so we should be good. 729. No, back to the 30th now. So like I mentioned, well, I'm not sure if I mentioned it clearly enough for you to hear. I was kind of just muttering to myself that I don't have any jeans or pants for Wednesday. There is a pair of Dex pants that is dropping, but they are not in plus. So I just grabbed the Thursday jeans to try on with the Wednesday tops that I do have available. Okay, we've got the top. And then I also have a bomber jacket, so let's grab that one. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. That took a bit longer than I meant, but I am back. Here we are. So let us start with this Dex bomber jacket that I have. So this is the one Dex piece that is launching on Wednesday that does come in plus. So this is the Sunshine Quilted Bomber Jacket in the color Faded Rose. This one's retailing for $140 and it is available in the full Dex size range, which is extra small to extra large, and then X, 1X, and 2X. I am wearing my typical 2X in this one. It does have that classic like bomber style jacket where it is a bit boxier and puffier in the shoulders, and then it has a pretty significant elastic waistband that sucks right in and kind of gives that contouring effect. So we do describe this one as true to size. That being said, we did kind of find that some of us prefer to size up just to give a little bit more room in the chest or the shoulders. So Christine wears the small or the medium, kind of depending on if she wants to zip it up or not, because she has a larger chest. Carrie did size up from the medium to the large, and then I'm wearing the 2X, that is the top size. I do think that if there was a 3X, I would potentially prefer that, just if I wanted to zip it closed. I do find that the 2X is fine if I want to keep it open like this. I do find that the shoulder is maybe, the seam here is maybe a little bit tight on me. I do have very broad shoulders and I do have slightly larger upper arms, so I do find that there is a little bit of a restriction here of the arms trying to bind on me. So if you do have wider shoulders like me or larger upper arms, it might be a little bit tight, but if you're intending to just wear it kind of like as a cover-up piece, then it definitely works. Because the elastic waist is so stretchy, I do have plenty of room in terms of being able to zip it up. There's still a lot of stretch in the elastic. This doesn't feel like it's cutting me off by any means. For me, again, the only issue that I'm having in terms of fit is that I would like just a little bit more width and room in the shoulders and the chest, and that is because of my wide shoulders. Even if you don't have wide shoulders, if you have a larger chest, it might kind of translate into a similar way. So if you do, again, have wider shoulders or a larger chest, you might want to consider sizing up if you are able. If not, I think you would be totally good sizing with your usual size. I do also find the arms a little bit short, but this is something that I find with Dex quite frequently, is that a lot of their more structured pieces do have shorter arms. And again, me being 6'1", I have very large arms to begin with. But because it is a cropped bomber style jacket, I do find that the shorter sleeves kind of work, especially if I pull them up a little bit. They kind of go with that like bulky on the top but then narrow on the bottom kind of vibe. So I'm not mad about the sleeves being the length that they are for this one. If I get a little bit closer, we can see there's this gorgeous quilted pattern in the jacket, and it is this really nice thick material. I'm just going to double check what the material is. So the shell is Lyocell. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if that's a natural or a synthetic fabric or some kind of blend. And then the lining is 100% cotton on the inside, and then it is a polyester fill. So this is actually like a filled jacket. This is going to be a great transition piece into fall because it is a little bit on the warmer side, being a proper structured jacket with an actual poly lining. There are these little pockets here on the side. They're not closed in any way, and they're quite like a steep angle. So these are more just like put my hands somewhere pockets, in my opinion, than true like carry things pockets, but still nice to have actual pockets even on a kind of cropped bomber jacket like this. And I'll do another turn all the way around. There's no collar on this one. It's just kind of like that structured neckline all the way around. So again, this is from Dex. This is the Sunshine Quilted Bomber Jacket in Faded Rose. This one is retailing for $140. The size is extra small to 2X. It is true to size, but we do recommend sizing up if you are larger in the chest or wider in the shoulders like myself. At least personally, that's what I recommend for that one. I'll go put this one back, and then I can talk about the baby doll that I have underneath. I'm just going to double check. I'm not sure if we actually technically describe this as a baby doll or not. It is, but it also isn't in a way, because it's like a very gentle baby doll, if that makes sense. Okay. There we go. So this is the Sarah Ruffle short sleeve top. So it's not a ruffle sleeve. It is the ruffle, I think that's why we're not calling it a true baby doll, because it's just like one ruffle that's very much like a baby doll, but it's like the most gentle baby doll, if that makes sense. Like there is an elastic here, but it's so gentle. So this one is by the brand Michelle May. This one is retailing for $49, and the size range on this one is absolutely incredible. I love this about the Michelle May brand. It is available for regular sizes, we have extra small to extra large, and then for plus sizes, we have 1X all the way to 4X, which is incredible for these. So again, all the way from extra small to 4X, that includes both an extra large and a 1X. I'm wearing the 2X in this one, so I have another, I think it's actually basic, no, maybe it is a different style. But I have another Michelle May top coming up later in the live, and I also sized down to the 2X for that one. I do find it seems pretty consistent with the Michelle May brand that I do prefer to size down to the 2X. Part of that is just because in general, I've been finding that I've kind of been on the precipice between a size 2X and a 3X for a little while now. But this is one I would say that at least in the plus sizes, they are skewing to be slightly on the larger side. And because of that, I'm definitely preferring to size down to that 2X. That's not true of every brand. There's still a lot of brands where I'm finding that my 3X is definitely like the true size. But from what I've tried on from Michelle May, at least recently, it's definitely that 2X is my true size. So the fact that we have that, and then a 3X still, and even a 4X, I'm really excited by how inclusive the size range is for this brand. So again, this is the Sarah Ruffle short sleeve top in Autumn Floral. This one's retailing for $49. The material on this one is a rayon spandex bend. It does feel like your typical jersey knit kind of t-shirt material. It's not like that same buttery softness that we see from like Chris and Carol, but it is still a really nice, smooth, soft fabric. I'll get it close so that we can see the details. I'll try to show off. I think you can see it fairly, oh yeah, you can see it on camera, that we do have that elastic that is in the same kind of placement as a baby doll, but it is very, very gentle. And then there's just like that slight A-line. We get a little bit of the ruffling, but it's not as dramatic as we're used to seeing with a lot of baby dolls, where it really sucks in here and then really flows out. It does give a little bit of that waist tapering and then a little bit of that ruffling, but from a distance, it kind of still gives that more typical like t-shirt cut, if that makes sense. We also have a really nice length on the sleeves on this one. Ironically, I think that it's a very similar sleeve length to like the Sarah t-shirts. And then we do have this, this slightly rounded V-neck coming into it as well. Length all the way around is like a pretty standard, slightly long, but not like tunic length. And there's no scalloping on the side. It is just kind of like straight front and back. And then the reason why I say this is like really is like baby doll top light is that that elastic continues all the way through the back of the garment. So it's not like it's just an elastic in the front either. It is all the way around like a baby doll. So again, this is the Sarah Ruffle short sleeve top in Autumn Floral. extra small to extra large, and then 1X to 4X, incredible size range on this one. I am wearing the 2X for this Michelle May brand. I would say the 2X is my true size. Again, $49, and then for sizing, we do find pretty consistent. It is true to size. Melissa opted for the extra large as opposed to the 1X, kind of for that same reason that like the plus size seems to be like fairly generously cut. So the 1X was definitely a little bit on the larger side for her. The extra large was a more true fit. And then Carrie in her usual medium and Christine in her usual small for these ones. Perfect. What else do I have? I have the Lakeland Color Block long sleeve. Perfect. I'm gonna grab that one quickly and throw that on. Because for a sec I thought it was the Laken top. I have a friend named Laken, and I was like, no way, that's such an uncommon name. I can't believe there's a top named like with the same name, but no, Lakeland, a little bit different. The funny thing is this is absolutely something that she would wear too, so that's extra like funny. This one is a really interesting cut. I'm kind of obsessed. There we go. So this is from the brand Haptics. I'm wearing my typical 3X for this one. It is a very like oversized cut, but I still went with my 3X because that's like kind of the intended fit is that it's this very oversized fit. If I stretch out my sleeve, you can see it's got that like extreme like dolman cut. I kind of feel like I'm a kite or something the way that I'm cut, but it's super cute. But again, just to get that like flounciness and that weight to it that is intended, I did still wear my 3X. If you wanted it to be a little bit less flouncy and oversized, you could size down in this one. But even in the 3X, like as I'm wearing it, I really like where it's falling. I think if I were to size down to the 2X, I think it would sit a little bit higher, and I prefer where it's just the natural curve of it is sitting and falling on me in the 3X. So I am in my typical 3X for this one. It is retailing for $58, and it's available in sizes small through 3X, with the median size being a 1X for this one. This one is a poly rayon spandex blend. It does have a mixture of two different fabrics, but they feel very similar. They have similar kind of like weights and movement to them. We did find that this one is true to size despite being the kind of relaxed dolman sleeve. So everyone is in their true size, meaning that Christine is in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa opted for the 1X, and then I'm in my typical 3X for this one. If I get up close, we can see that this pumpkin color is kind of like a heather pumpkin. It's just very, very lightly heather. We can see there's just a little bit of peppering of some little like white flecks in there we can see, and just a little bit of that light kind of heather wash effect. And then this kind of beige color, this one is maybe slightly, if you really look at it, it might just kind of be that the way the fabric is woven, but this one definitely reads more like a solid color, whereas up close, this one definitely still reads, further away it still reads solid as well, but when you get up close, this one definitely reads more on the heathered fabric kind of vibe for this one. I will turn around so that we can see how it looks from the back. We can see it still has that really cute dolman effect with the different like beige and orange panels mixing it together. Still kind of feel like a kite, but I mean that in a good way. It's super comfy too. Like it's definitely that like perfect slouchy comfy vibes that would be really awesome with a pair of black leggings and like tall brown boots. I think it would be adorable, especially for like transition from like September, late September kind of vibes for sure. So this is the Lakeland Color Block long sleeve top in rust. Again, this one is $58, sizes small through 3X. It does have that relaxed dolman style fit, but we are all still wearing our typical sizes in this one for that intended relaxed fit on this one. Okay, I think that is everything for the Wednesday drops. So I'm gonna pop on over to Thursday. I'm already wearing the Thursday jeans, but I should have a top. I have a couple of dresses and then these jeans. So I will pop, let's pop the top on and the cardigan, talk about those, and then we can talk about the jeans, and then I'll do the dresses. I'm gonna style this top tucked into my jeans, just because A, that'll make the jeans really easy to show off afterwards too. But these are the Lady G tops, and I do find that they are quite close to the body. They are quite form fitted. They give that like bodysuit without being a bodysuit vibe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like tuck it into my jeans, because that is absolutely how I will wear this like styled, would be tucked in like this. Okay, there's that. And then grabbing the cardigan kimono. There we go. Okay. I feel like we haven't had a kimono in like a hot minute. So this is the Fauna Floral Kimono in Mint. This one is retailing for $46, sizes small through 3X, with the medium size being a 1X on this one. For this one, the brand is Hamish. So we do have a small amount of Hamish. We're not fully regularly ordering from them again, but they did give us a really good deal on some stuff to kind of, we've stopped ordering from them because of tariffs and things like that. But they gave us a really good deal on a bunch of stuff to kind of like counteract that. So we have some Hamish stuff, not a ton, so don't be like, oh wow, Hamish is fully back, because it's not quite there yet, but we do have some Hamish stuff that we are going to be launching over the next few weeks. This is one of them. So I am wearing my typical 3X in this one. We are all wearing our typical sizes. This does fit kind of how you expect a typical like blousey material polyester kimono to fit. It is nice and flowy. The sleeves are kind of this like half to almost like 3/4 sleeve length on this one. And then the length for me is kind of just under the butt. So a little bit longer, but not like super long and flowy like a duster or anything like that. The material on this one is 100% polyester. Christine's in the small, Carrie wears the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and of course, I am in my typical 3X. I'll get a little bit closer so we can see the print, that it has these really pretty bright pink florets on this super minty background. Super cute. So again, this is the Fauna Floral Kimono in Mint. This one is retailing for $46 and sizes small to 3X. Everyone is wearing their true size, including myself in my usual 3X for this one. Let me shed this, and then we can talk about the top underneath. Okay. So this is the Lady G top. This is the one where I said like it's quite like a fitted top, so it definitely gives like bodysuit vibes without actually being a bodysuit. So that's why I wanted to style it like tucked in, because this is absolutely how I wear it. So this is the Lady G ribbed puff sleeve tee in fuchsia. This one is retailing for $39, sizes small through 3X. I am wearing my typical 3X in this one. Again, this one is a fitted style. Everyone is wearing their typical size. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa in the 1X, and I'm in my typical 3X. This is a poly spandex blend, the one that we typically see from Hamish. This one is a little bit on the wider side in terms of the ribbing, right? Lori, that one is pretty. I'm assuming you were talking about the kimono, but you could also be talking about this one. I'll brush my hair back a bit so we can really see the puff sleeve effect. I will say with these sleeves too, they are a slim sleeve, but there's lots of stretch. So if you're worried about having larger upper arms, don't be. I also have larger upper arms, and this one is definitely, like it's fitted to my arm for sure, but it's not uncomfortable, it's not tight. There's still lots of wiggle room, and the way that the ruching works on the arm for the puff sleeve, I find is very flattering on the arms, and also doesn't add any kind of like tightness or anything in the arms, so it's still going to be very comfortable to wear. We do have this rounded kind of classic crew neckline, and then if I turn around to the back, you can see that that kind of carries all the way through. The tag is out, classic. And then you can still get that kind of like ribbed puff sleeve from there, and then from the side we can really see that really fun puffed sleeve effect on this one. So again, this is the Lady G puff sleeve ribbed t-shirt. This one's retailing for $39, size is small to 3X. This is the fuchsia. And then I also, I'm not sure exactly when they're launching, but I can sneak that we have, oh, where did they go? We have a couple more colors that are going to be launching potentially next week, I believe. So there is a black one and a gray one coming. Date unsure, but if you want one that's maybe a little bit more of a neutral color, we have those coming as well. So just a little sneaky peeky for later, not this week, but like I said, next week sometime, I think, or even further, but know that they are coming. I definitely have my eyes on the black one because of course I do. So again, this is the Lady G ribbed puff sleeve tee in fuchsia. All right. And then we have, what else do I have? So I have the kimono, I have the t-shirt, the jeans. Oh yes, of course, I've only been wearing these like the whole time. I completely forgot about them. So these, I'm just double checking these are the right ones. Yes, they are. So these are the mid-rise cuffed boyfriend jean from Judy Blue, otherwise the Uretsky. That's quite the Eastern European there. Uretsky. That there's a lot of S's in there. Uretsky. I think that's close enough. So these are retailing for $93. They're available in the 1 through 15 and then 14W through 22W. I'm wearing my typical 18 in these ones. I will say that these ones are maybe a tiny bit tighter in the waist than some of the other Judy Blue skinnies I've put on, but now that I've had them on for a while, they've definitely relaxed and they feel kind of like my typical Judy skinny experience. But when I first put them on, I am wearing my typical 18. I was like, ooh, do I need to size up? Are these ones? But no, it was just kind of like the material in the waistband was maybe a tiny bit on the snug side, but as I've worn them, they have gone out. And if I were to size up, I know I would have been unhappy with too much fabric in the thigh and hip area. So the 18 is definitely still my true size. Looking at the sizes for everyone else, it looks like that might be the case for others as well, because Christine could wear the 1 or the 3, and then Carrie opted for the 9. So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's kind of on the edge, like they might be a little bit snug in the waist, but they kind of like loosen up as you wear them. Melissa wore her usual 14, Carrie wore her usual 9, and like I said, Christine was kind of between the 1 and the 3 for these ones. These ones are they're described as a boyfriend cut jean. I would say that they're like fairly straight. They are rolled up and cuffed, so they are going to be a little bit shorter. They are still finished on the end, so if you wanted to unroll them and get a little bit more length, you absolutely can. I find for me, I definitely prefer the rolled look. And then there is a bit of physical distressing on the cuff. They're not fully frayed, but there's just a little bit of distress right on the cuff, but it is still a finished cuff, so even if it does start fraying, it's not like it's going to keep fraying up and up because there is still that finishing seam around there. And then we do have some pretty significant whiskering and fading on the front of these jeans. You can really see it kind of in the pocket area as well. And then if I turn around to the back, not quite as much fading, but still a little bit. No physical distressing here. Again, just the fading in the wash. So again, these are the Uretskis, or the Judy Blue mid-rise cuffed boyfriend jeans. These are retailing for $93. They're available in 0 through 15, and then 14W through 22. We're all wearing our typical sizes. Christine was kind of between the 1 and the 3, and I still opted for my typical 18W for these ones. Okay, we have a couple of jeans. We have the Briar Rose tiered mini dress. We have it in black and fuchsia. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put one of them on and I'll bring them both out to show them off. Where did my hanger go? There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna put on the fuchsia just because I feel like it's a little bit easier to see the like ruffles and the tiers that way instead of wearing the black one. There we go. And I did actually find there was like a slight variation in the cuts in these, interestingly. So this is the Briar Rose tiered mini dress, and again we have it in both fuchsia and in black. They're both launching on Thursday at 8 p.m. So the fuchsia, they're going to be retailing for $39, sizes extra small to 3X. So this is the fuchsia in the 3X. And then this is the black. I actually, interestingly enough, the 3X sample that we had was kind of sewn weird. So we took that one out of the supply for obvious reasons. And so just out of necessity to try one on, we had the 2X already up here. So I just put on the 2X, and interestingly enough, I find that the 2X in the black fits like the 3X in the fuchsia. I find that the black has maybe just slightly more length to it. I don't know if that was just kind of like a fluke or if it's maybe just a slight difference in the materials themselves. The black does feel like it's maybe a slightly heavier material, so maybe just that weight kind of like brings it down and lets it sit a little bit lower. But they are, like, if you look at them on the hanger compared next, like they are cut the same and everything looks the same, but I did find that for whatever reason that the 2X that I tried on in the black actually fits very similarly to the 3X that I'm currently wearing in the fuchsia. So just something to note. That might just be like these specific ones, I don't know, but I just wanted to mention that. There were definitely some questions in the Monday Night Live about how long this one would be. I know Christine and Karen were talking about it. So lengthwise with this one, it is still a dress on me. Like, it does work as a dress. Like, it's not like, no, this is a tunic on me. I could wear it as a dress, but it is definitely kind of at that limit. Sorry, excuse me, I have to just cough a little bit. Oh, I am so sorry, guys. So yeah, so this one is a little bit on the shorter side. Personally, I would, at minimum, I would definitely wear shorts under this, but realistically, I would probably style this with leggings if I were to wear it myself. My kind of litmus test for that is I use the tattoos here on my left thigh kind of as a gauge. If I can see most of this little panel here when I'm just standing like this, like if I do that, you can see, like, I can't quite see the top, but I can almost see this whole thing. That's kind of a sign to me that, like, okay, this one's maybe a little bit too short of a dress to wear, like, just out as a dress. I do find it is, and it just because of the way it's cut over the chest, it is slightly longer in the front, so I am getting a little bit more coverage in the back, but I would say that for myself, being as tall as I am, that this one is still a dress, but just for comfort's sake, I would definitely still style it at minimum with shorts, but probably with leggings. With the black one, like I said, if for whatever reason it seems like it sits even in a 2X instead of a 3X, I'd had maybe an extra like inch of length, like instead of sitting at the top of this, it was maybe sitting more like right there. And that's one that I would probably consider wearing. That extra length was kind of the difference for me. That one I would consider wearing just with shorts instead of with leggings, but for the fuchsia one, could just be the difference in cut or the material just slightly. But this one, still a dress, but a dress with leggings for sure. So again, this is the Briar Rose tiered mini dress in fuchsia. I'll do another turn so we can see the back again. This one is $39. Size is small through 3X. If you are petite, this one's great because I know sometimes petite folks who want like a really petite like mini dress can't, because even like shorter dresses end up being like knee length on them. So if you are more petite, this one will still be an above the knee dress on you, which is really fun because I know you guys don't always get that. So again, $39, size is small through 3X. I am wearing my typical 3X. I was wearing the 2X in the black, interestingly enough, and it fit great. But I wouldn't be confident enough in that to say like size down in the black one. But it does, I did find it fit slightly different, which is interesting, but it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, that was everything for the Thursday. Let us move on to Friday, which is August 1st. Come on, 8:01. Okay, so we do have another one of the Sarah ruffle short sleeve. This is where I was saying where same top, similar pattern, just slightly different colors and things like that. So I have another one of those. I do have a pair of RFM jeans. I've been loving the RFM jeans. We have a blazer and another dress. I think I'll do the other dress first, just because then that way when I put the pants on, we can kind of leave those on afterwards. Do that. That looks good. Okay, yeah, I think we are sorted. So I do have the Endless Summer Dress. I'm gonna put that guy on and be right back. So this dress is another one that we have from Hamish. Okay. So here is the dress that is launching in Plus on Friday. Again, this is from Hamish. This is the Endless Summer Dress in black floral. This one is retailing for $52 and it's available in sizes small through 3X, with the median size being a 1X for this one. It is true to size. It is more fitted in the top and then kind of has a little bit of an A-line cut with a flouncier bottom. So Christine's in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and of course I am in my typical 3X for this one. It is like t-shirt material on the top for this one, just kind of like your classic black poly spandex t-shirt material. And then the bottom is that more like flouncy, blousey spandex polyester. This one is still stretchy though. It's not stiff like a blousey material. It still has a lot of stretch in it. We do have this little waist tie. It is like fully separate with belt loops, so you could swap it out for a different tie if you wanted. You could take it off. It's not fixed in place. It is like a fully separate tie of that same material that is in the skirt, which is super cute. I think it's cute both with the tie and without. I also think it'd be really cute if you wanted to put like a skinny black belt with like gold hardware or something. I think that would look really cute styled with it. I keep thinking there's pockets. I'm so used to haptics spoiling us with pockets. There's not pockets on this dress, however. Yeah, and like I said, at the top is definitely like t-shirt material, and I really like the sleeve length. These are very long for t-shirt sleeves. I got sunburnt this weekend on my arms. I am rocking a little bit of a farmer's burn, if you will. I've been really good all summer about wearing sunscreen and stuff, but I wasn't anticipating being outside because I was going to an event at a bubble tea place, but they had a capacity limit and I ended up having to wait outside for over an hour to get in, and that just like standing in front of the window with it reflecting and stuff, I ended up, luckily I had like SPF moisturizer on, so my face was okay, but I did end up getting a little bit burned on my arms. Not very happy, but this would have protected me a lot more. So really nice longer t-shirt sleeves. And then we do have this flouncy skirt that starts here kind of at the natural waist for me. And then the first round of flounce is at my natural hip. And then the second round is kind of like just at the bottom of where my booty would start. So it gives this really fun, flouncy, very spinnable effect to this dress. Again, this is the Endless Summer Dress in black floral. This is another one from Hamish. $52, sizes small through 3X. We are all wearing our typical sizes for this one, including myself in my usual 3X for this one. All right, and we had another top and a top, a blazer, and a pair of jeans to wrap up for Friday. So I will change into that. I have been really happy with what I've tried from the RFM jeans so far. Judy has kind of like ruined me for other jeans, so whenever I try new brands, I'm always a little bit like, oh, but are they gonna fit the way that I know Judy's fit? And then we started getting Risen stuff, and I've been really happy with how Risen fits, and then we got RFM, and I was like, oh, this is another one I'm not sure about, but I have had nothing but wonderful experiences with everything from RFM so far. Okay, me finish throwing these pieces together. There we go. I feel like it's been a minute since we've seen one of our Annalise draped blazers. This is absolutely a throwback. I have so many of these in my closet. I haven't been wearing them as much because my current job is a lot more casual than my previous job was, whereas I wore these every day at my last job. It was very corporate, very officey. So I was wearing a blazer pretty much every day with like dress pants or dresses or skirts, whereas now I wear like jeans and t-shirts to work most days, but I still have a lot of these and I just can't like find myself able to get rid of them because I'm like, oh, well, if I do end up moving up in my company and becoming more corporate, like I want to have them on hand, and they're just so gorgeous. Like this is just such a like at home feel for me. The funny is because like I don't know if I have one in navy, but I have it in so many other colors, and I have other blazers in navy, and I'm like, do I have this one? I don't know. So this is the Annalise draped blazer solid in navy. This one's retailing for $42, sizes small through 3X. These fit fantastically. They are a little bit of a slimmer fit in the arms, but again, like slim as in not like a loose like suit cut blazer. They're cut more like a cardigan cut blazer, but not like tight in the arms, just not a boxy like jacket type sleeve, if that makes sense. Thank you, Caroline. Like I said, like I feel right at home in these. Like this, sub this out for a pair of black dress pants, and this is what I wore during my corporate life, like pretty much every other day. Like this feels very at home for me. So this one is true to size. Carrie in the small, Christina in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa in the 1X, myself in the 3X. For this one, it is a poly spandex blend. It is very stretchy. It is in a really nice lightweight material, which made it really good for wearing year round. Again, because in my corporate life, even in the summer, I still had to wear blazers a lot if I was in like council meetings or things like that. So I had to still wear things like this. So these absolutely came in clutch when I'm like, I need a blazer, but it's 28 degrees outside. These being nice and lightweight were still great. I do love that they have a little bit of that like puffed shoulder detail. They have a little bit of like a handkerchief cut on the side. That is why they are the draped blazer. They kind of cut down on the sides, and then obviously in the front where the lapels are, they have this really fun swoopy drape effect. So they are less structured and more flowy and fun, but still give that really nice business silhouette, especially in the shoulders with the puff sleeve. So again, these are the Annalise draped blazers in navy. $42 for this one, size small through 3X. We're all wearing our typical size for this one. And then the top underneath, this is another one of the Sarah ruffle sleeve, ruffle short sleeve top, because the sleeve is not ruffled, the top is. Uh-oh, I've got a tag stuck in a tag. I hate when that happens. There we go. Let me hang up the blazer again. So this is again from the brand Michelle May. I sized down to the 2X in this one as well. So this one is also retailing for $49. Sizes small through 4X, so small through extra large for like regular sizes, and then a 1X through a 4X. I do find that the plus sizes are cut a little bit more on the generous side. So again, my true size in Michelle May is a 2X. Melissa also opts for the extra large as opposed to the 1X. And then Christine and Carrie are both in their typical small and medium respectively. This one is a rayon spandex blend. I'm gonna get, so again, this is the color Harvest Charm Floral. I'm gonna grab the other one here just so that we can kind of see the difference in the two patterns, because they do, if you don't see them right next to each other, they read very similarly, but then when you hold them next to each other, you can see the difference. So the one that is launching today is a lot more vibrant. These are much richer kind of jewel tones with those burgundies and those kind of like coppers, whereas this one definitely reads a lot more pastel. This one's a lot softer. The pattern is a lot more airy, whereas this one has a more solid pattern, if that makes sense. A more contrast as well, because it is those darker tones with the same kind of cream background color. The florals are also a little bit bigger and more spaced out on this one, whereas these are more kind of small and more repetitive of a pattern. So this was the one that is launching today, and then the one that I'm wearing currently is going to be launching on Friday. So same as the previous one, it is cut like a baby doll, but less extreme because the waist does not kind of suck in quite as much as a baby doll, hence why we're not calling it, but it is really like baby doll light. That elastic does carry through all the way to the back. And we do have the V-neck, and then these a little bit of a longer sleeve for the t-shirt. This one would also have protected me a little bit more from the sun than the t-shirt I was wearing this weekend, which again, I would have put on sunscreen. I'm usually really diligent about it, but I was not anticipating being inside at all. I didn't think I'd be standing outside for an hour waiting to get into the bubble tea place for the event. So anyways, again, this is the Sarah Ruffle short sleeve top in Harvest Charm Floral. Small through 4X, which is amazing, with both an extra large and a 1X. I wear the 2X in this top, and it is retailing for $49. And then we have these jeans. These are from RFM. I'm just gonna tuck up the top so we can show these up. Actually, I might try and just like, again, I wouldn't probably do this typically with a baby doll, but just because I really want to show off these jeans because they're so comfy and they are fantastic. Even if this is not kind of the styling intent for a top like this, we're just gonna rock it for now so that I can really show off the jeans. So these are the, from RFM, the Mia high-rise boot cut distressed jeans in ripped medium wash. These ones are retailing for $84, which I was really surprised by that price point. That is really good. I thought for sure these would be in the 90s, so to have them be in the low 80s is incredible. When I put these on today, I looked at Christina and I'm like, it is so weird living through my first fashion cycle because these are absolutely exactly the kind of jeans that I would have worn in high school in the 2000s. But thankfully, thank God, the jeans were a lot lower rise when I was in high school. They would be like down here, which especially for someone who, because I've been plus size my whole life, I was, a size 16, 18 in high school too. Not exactly the most flattering or comfortable for someone who has a little bit of a belly. So much happier about the rise of these jeans, but like from here down, they are absolutely the kind of like jean. I even had them on with some of the Sutton slip-ons, which remind me of Keds, which are the kind of shoes we were wearing in like the late 2000s. So it's definitely very strange living through my first full fashion cycle in my early 30s. So again, these are the Mia high-rise boot cut distressed jeans. These are available in sizes 1 through 15, so the way they do their sizing is like 1/25, 3/26. So 1 through 15, and then 14, 16, 18, and 20 for the plus sizes. I do find that these fit very similar to Judy Blue. I am wearing the 18 in the RFMs, and they fit exactly perfectly. The 20s would be too big, the 16s would be a little bit too tight. So the 18 is absolutely my true size, and that's been the case for I think pretty much everything RFM I've tried. There might have been a pair of shorts where I sized up to a 20, but other than that, it is that. And so that is the case for everyone else following their Judy Blue sizing. So Christine in the 3, Carrie's in the 9, Melissa is in the 14, and I am in my usual 18 for these ones. I'll do a little bit of a tour of the other, of all the features. So we have some light distressing here. We have a little bit of a distressing here on the toonie pocket, as I call it. We have another bit of a distressing here on the pockets here, but this one you can't stick your finger all the way through because the pocket lining is here, so the pocket is going to be there. These ones I will say have shallower pockets than I'm used to with Judy Blues. These are like the pockets that I expected for my 2000s jeans, so just something to be aware of, that the pockets are a little bit more shallow than some of the others that I have tried from other brands. We do have pretty significant whiskering and fading on the thighs here. And then if I turn around, we can see that we have, there's this big tag here, but we have a little bit more of that fading and stuff. I thought this was distressing for a second, but that's just a little tag. So as far as I can tell, no distressing on the back pockets, just that fading. And then if I turn back around, of course, we've got some distressing on the knee right here. The length on these, I don't have it exactly, but these are just based off how they're on me. I'm gonna guess these are about a 30-inch inseam. So not super long, not super short either, kind of in the middle. Yeah, so these are the Mia high-rise boot cut distressed jeans in ripped medium wash, $84. I'm still blown away by that. I thought for sure they'd be in the 90s. Sizes 1 through 15 and then 14 through 20, and we all wore our typical Judy Blue sizing for these ones. Okay, that I think was everything for Friday. Do I have Saturday and Sunday? With it being a long weekend, I'm not sure what the launch schedule is going to look like. I don't see anything for Saturday. And then for Sunday, which is my birthday, it looks like we're going to have some Oh Snap cardigans restocking. We're going to have burgundy, rust, brown, and dark plum. I don't have any here, but it looks like that's potentially what is happening on Sunday. So that is it. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me. I was glad we had a little bit more. Last week was pretty sparse, so I am very happy to see that we're getting a few more things here and there for Plus. We had a little bit more of a full week this week, including the really awesome restocks for Ampersand and some other fun things. So I am very glad that you guys were here to hang out with me for that. It's fun to see some stuff coming back from Hamish as well. So thank you everyone for joining me. Once again, my name is Michelle. I am the larger end plus size model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a 3X, sometimes a 2X. I wear an 18W and Judy Blues. I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time to try on all of the plus size pieces, or at least pieces that work for plus size bodies that we will be launching. Thank you, Belinda. Yes, it is my birthday on Sunday, so I don't know what we're doing yet, but I'm thinking, I'm sure my husband has something planned for sure. So yeah, I will see everybody next week, and I hope you all have a wonderful long weekend. Bye-bye.